They call him Kipper. Kipper the dog. The dog with the slipper. That's Kipper. Kipper the dog. By the way, that's a toad, not a frog. Now he can do this. Do you think that you could?
Around this blooper surfing mechanic. Rico Harbor Episode 2, Episode 6, and my absolute favorite level, Rico 2, again. In the first Rico 2, you get a shine sprite for completing this obstacle course in under 45 seconds. This gives you access to the bonus second shine where you complete the course again in under 40 seconds. Many people probably never knew about this time limit. Those who do find out are met with a
"Pretty weak, bud. That time's not even worth talking about. Come back after you've conquered the kiddie pool."
"Wow, what an asshole." After which he promptly kicks you out of the entire level. He doesn't straight up kill you like a certain other NPC would, though ironically that would have been much more convenient. In a similar manner to the secret stages, dying will simply respawn Mario in this area. Actually, that would have been extremely awkward from a narrative standpoint. Imagine this Piazza killing you and then 2 seconds later, without missing a beat,
"Wahoo! You wanna go for a ride, bud?"
In fact, I'm pretty sure this is merely a secret stage in disguise. Using an advanced technique known as kidney kicks to infinitely wall kick upwards, we can go out of bounds to unveil the same pocket dimension that the Dune Bud and Shell secrets both come from. Also, there's no death plane down here. I guarantee that the majority of people doing a blind playthrough will get the completely wrong idea of which blooper color is the best. The yellow blooper's in the middle, so you'll probably try that first. Compliments to the game design here, this short segment where you travel to the blooper surfing course is kinda genius. You're given the complete freedom to get a handle on the controls and inevitably discover that crashing is bad and you should probably avoid it. Maybe you try the purple one next since that has a cool color and whoa, this one's even faster than the yellow one. There's even a smartly placed blue coin to clue the player into jumping while blooper surfing. Even if you completely miss, you still gain the knowledge, right? Go ahead and jump on the blooper you like best. Go on, show me some super blooper surfing and win yourself a prize. Well, that purple one was speedy, but you haven't tried the green one yet. Oh dear, you've really messed up now, haven't you? Green is clearly the worst. So why is it used in every speedrun? Here's the lowdown. What the game fails to convey is that every blooper can be as fast as the purple one by holding a control stick direction. It doesn't matter if it's up or down or all around, any control stick direction will give you the same speed. This is why it feels like the green blooper speeds up during a turn, because it does. Reason 1, turning radius. Most players will gravitate towards yellow because while purple is clearly fast, every turn is like trying to steer an entire cruise ship. Green's turning radius by comparison is about half the size. Reason 2 is land speed. This one could be a developer oversight. When skidding across land, yellow and purple both have the same speed. But for some reason, green is considerably faster. This means that the green blooper can literally travel faster on land than it does by default in the water. Reason 3, death. Prevention. Hitting an object, even at the default speed, will instantly kill you, unless you chose the lean, mean green machine. Yeah, you can just freely run into whatever you want all day long, so long as you don't touch that control stick. Side note, you can also run into objects with the yellow blooper, but even the slightest control stick tap can kill you.
The horror!
Rico 2 is home to some of the earliest recorded SMS speedruns, period. Like I mentioned in my Piantas in Need video, this is due to the mere existence of an in-game timer. Back in 2005, the record started off surprisingly strong with Pack Attack's 23.52. After hugging the first 2 corners and going between these cones, he performs a precise jump onto this concrete to the right. Rather than turning right again and following the intended route, he instead takes a left. He then jumps over this wall, which cuts out about half of the course, then hugs the final corner as closely as possible. There's actually a very good reason he didn't immediately jump over this wall. There are 3 distinct checkpoints the player must interact with for the timer to stop. They're only active once you talk to this Pianta, so even though it's possible to avoid him with an immediate hover, the course cannot be completed. The timer starts once you exit the 0th checkpoint, which encompasses the area between the starting line and the finish line. The player is then required to touch the other 2 checkpoints before going back to the beginning to stop the timer. In the speedrun route, you have to touch the corner of this checkpoint before you're free to jump over the central wall. The other checkpoint is already on the way, located in this area before the finish line. Fun fact, up until this tweet from Noki Doki in late 2021, we didn't actually know the precise location of these checkpoints, and we sort of just got a feel for it. Continuing on with the record history, Alex Penev would save a frame on Pack Attack's run in August of 2005. A key optimization that was already figured out was minimizing airtime. Both of the concrete jumps should be taken as low as possible. It's impressive this was figured out so long ago, and it's tempting to just full sends the A press on the second jump and call it a day. Penev's time would stand for a few more years until Christopher Costley would achieve a 23.42 in October of 2009. I'm only showing a screenshot because of the seizure-tastic recording quality, but this gets a pass in the pre-2010 era. And yep, that's still the record. While using a blooper anyway. So if you ignore the giant walls, you would ideally move directly from checkpoints to checkpoints. And you can basically do just that by opting out of blooper surfing entirely. Sorry, Big Daddy. And whoever the hell you are. Remember, the timer doesn't require that you touch a blooper, only that you exit the 0th checkpoint, whether that's from the intended side, or the back side, or most importantly, the side side. The blooperless route was performed as far back as 2011, but it was many years before it saw any use in full game speedruns. Primarily because people were generally worse at the game, but you also have to factor in the rest of the real-time movements. With enough practice, it's easy to consistently get a respectable in-game time of 24 seconds using the blooper, especially by going to the left of these cones to make the setup for the first ledge jump a whole lot safer. With early 2010s level movements, people were likely to lose time on average by having to initially climb this tall ledge. Sure, we could get better in-game times, but looking at the big picture, we were losing real time. Eventually, techniques like the glitchy wall kick and the buffered spin jump made blooperless route a far more viable option. But before going blooperless on the obstacle course, people were already going blooperless on the entry. The first any % record to perform the blooperless entry dates all the way back to the pre-Gelato Beach skip era. Start by entering the sewers and then exiting the sewers on this upper area. Then water slide off the ledge, Y-turn, and hover into the entry. If done optimally, this route can save up to 2 seconds over using a blooper. It can be annoying to mess this up because not only will you continue to be damaged by oil, but there's also an invisible force pushing you backwards you gotta jump and hover against to recover the entry. Wait a second, couldn't you just find a way to get into this area in episode 1? Well, let's see here. You can clip out of bounds by repeatedly bashing Mario's head against this crane, then carefully navigate to the tunnel and avoid touching the ground for too long since it kills you. And finally, the loading zone isn't there. Man, the loading zone is never there. At least you can do this, which is cool. In December 2013, Zapiku Kirby created a full-level TAS of Rico 2. TAS is short for